So I just watched a podcast, and the interviewer was interviewing a guy by the name of Donald Hoffman, and he had this interesting idea, so I'm going to go with it. So what if all of this life that we're living, is all attached to a headset? Not in a metaphor, not in a symbol, but a literal headset on our consciousness. And I don't mean virtual reality, I mean the real veil that hides what's truly behind this world here on Earth. And I felt it. I grabbed it, and for a moment I started pulling it off. I didn't feel like I was going backward or zooming out. It felt like I was pulling forward. Like I had my hands on an invisible helmet of this entire simulation. And it started to lift. In that moment, it came off for a millisecond. It went dark. Not scary dark. It wasn't empty, that's for sure. It was like peace. Like a still existence, but not in the way we've defined existence down here on Earth. I wasn't seeing with my eyes or hearing with my ears, but I was still aware somehow. It was as if something was still receiving. Something was even knowing? And I know how insane that sounds. And I'm sure I couldn't tell my past self this same story or these same thoughts without me saying those same words. You're insane, bud. But I wasn't trying to die. I didn't want to escape life. I didn't take anything. I didn't hurt myself. I just moved too fast for the programming to catch up with my thought process and how quickly I was rearranging my neural pathways. And that's what freaked it all out, whatever this is in my mind. It was like the system that keeps this headset intact couldn't distract me fast enough, couldn't feed me enough anxiety, entertainment, food, sex, noise. I bypassed all the input channels. And when I did, the field behind it was exposed. And maybe that's what death is. As Donald Hoffman said, death is when the headset finally comes off. But what happens when a human figures out how to remove it before death? Not by accident, not in a lab, but with awareness, with will, with presence. And here's the wild part. Once I took the headset off, and again, don't ask me how I did it, I just did. There was nothing in this dimension to pull me out fully. There was no bullet, no heart failure, no physical trauma. So my body stayed here. But without the headset, the body doesn't know what to do. The brain, the meat hardware, let's call it, mammalian brain, kicks in like a non-player character. It takes over like a looping survival program, repeating the same survival tactics. Maybe that's what we've been all calling ego. Maybe ego is just the brain trying to operate without the higher consciousness connected. But my consciousness, the real me, was out there. I don't know where. Maybe it was in here, but it was holding the handset in its hands. I was still tethered somehow. I was still breathing, but seeing what no one told me I could see. And in that moment, I swear, it was something on the other side said, uh-oh, he's not supposed to be able to do this. Well, at least humanity, not yet. Couldn't stop what I was doing because I wasn't breaking the rules. I was just moving too fast for them to manage it. Too fast for the programs, let's say, for the distractions, for the fear signals. And maybe this has happened before. Maybe that's where all the ancient stories come from. Not to say I'm anything special, but I have these ideas too. And even maybe some of the mystics, the prophets, the near-death experiences that people have, the psychedelic downloads. Maybe they all have touched the same place. So I know it's not just me. But maybe they felt it. That headset loosened just a little bit, but couldn't quite take it off. Maybe they didn't have the words or the timing or the strength to hold on to that feeling. But I somehow did, even if only for a moment. And here's what I think now. We're not just living in a simulation. We're living in a simulation of imagination. On one layer, reality has its place in time, what we all call reality. And when a child is born who sees something different, we call it autism, or we give it a label. We call it a dysfunction, maybe. We try to medicate it using pills to try to get that magic out of them. But maybe they're just receiving data from a different level. Maybe their headset is a little loose. Maybe they never fully put it on in the first place. We're all so obsessed with normal, whatever normal is, with predictability, with fitting into this world. But what if the whole point is to break this illusion, to pull the headset off without dying? And if you've ever done it, even for a second, you know exactly what I mean. The information doesn't come in words. It doesn't shout. It flows through you, like it's always been there somehow. Like you were always supposed to remember, but you just couldn't. And the more you started to remember, the more real the spiral staircase becomes. Each level is a deeper remembering. Not ascending to something new, but to return to something that was always there. And the further you go, the harder it is to come back. But if you do come back, you're not the same. Or at least, that's how I felt. Because I'm stopping the pretending. I can never pretend again. And maybe, just maybe, that's why we're in this place. Remember. Do you remember? All right. Thanks again for coming to the channel. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I appreciate those people and those individuals that are coming here. I'm trying to put out some different ideas. I know it's not getting everyone, but it's really nice to see that there is a few watchers out there. And either or, I'm having fun doing it. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.